The champions.
It's the final leg of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship and we're in Western Area for the Atlas Copco Gold 400. It's been a year since we saw former Class B champion Richard Fuller in action.
Nerve-wracking actually, I'll be honest with you, because obviously being out there for that amount of time, it's been a year off. Last time we raced was actually at this race last year in a bat, very different car to drive. Haven't spent too much time in the saddle, as you say, but we'll give it all out there now.
Now Richard is part of the RFS team and they've just bought a new Ford Ranger with the hope of making it to Dakar 2015. Christian de Ploy and Henk Janssen van Vieren took it out ahead of the field to put it to the test.
I think we have some high expectations. I think if we can just get it better than the previous cars, then we would be happy in this year. We're actually just testing it for next year, so I think we're not going to say too much. We're rather going to let the vehicle speak for itself.
The Class SP champion had already been decided at the Ford Dealer 400, but even so, the victors Anthony Taylor and Dennis Murphy from Castrol Toyota pushed hard, finishing the race in second.
Second in the championship, but sixth at Western Area, Chris Visser and Jalpi Badenhorst from Ford Racing.
Last year's champions Duncan Foss and Rob Howie with third overall, 2 punctures dropping them to fourth place for the day.
Gary Berthold and Siegfried Rousseau from Atlas Copco claimed their first podium of the season with third place, taking them up to fifth in the championship.
So a maiden title for Taylor and Murphy, finishing well clear of the rest. Fiss and Badenhorst to finish 7 times on the podium this season, with Foss and Howie rounding off the top 3.
What's a Donaldson cross-country race without the Imperial Automotive Celeb Challenge? The man in the hot seat this time round alongside Archie Rutherford, the cousin, Barry Hilton.
I had the best flipping time. I'd like to thank Archie. He's a great driver. We had so much fun. We had so much fun, in fact, we were talking about other stuff on the road. We had time to chat and talk about cooking and various things that we like doing, bringing on our feminine side. It's really a joy. In fact, you should have a look with Archie. Let's say hello to him. Thanks very much, Archie. We had a flipping great job. What the best ever. I would suggest that anybody who has the opportunity to come and do this with Imperial and Regent Racing should shoot that guy over there.
The cousin came home in 21st place, meaning he finished 6th in the challenge. And oh my, co-presenter Derek Alberts finished the season first, just ahead of Roxy Lowe. Well done.
Thanks very much. Definitely one of my greatest achievements, but just to echo Barry, it was pretty much all Archie.
From the Nationals to the Regionals, we're at the Atlas Copco Gold 200 with Johan Mitchell second in the championship for specials. So what is your strategy for today? What are you going to do out there?
Go big. Go big. Don't hold back.
It's also tight in the production vehicle category.
We go into the championship on equal points with our closest contender, and we're going to have to drive like we've never driven before. Looking forward to it.
Leading the specials, Hill Nell and Paul Slobbert.
We made it up to here, so we're going to give it everything. You want to know what we're going to do? We're going to give it everything.
Veteran Wolf Peter Fumfai contending for a third place finish in the championship.
Yeah, I was lucky. Other people were not so lucky. So I'm okay before the start anyway.
What a legend. Excitement aplenty ahead of the Atlas Copco Gold 400, also bringing an end to the Northern Regions Championship season.
Dana Voss and Henrik de Kock in their Toyota Hilux. Dana's dad Willem, currently racing in the Donaldson Cross Country Championship.
Johan Steyn going along nicely in his Zarco. But not too far behind, Rickers Prinsloo and Loet Kombrink in their Bad Spec Zero.
On board now with Tony and Mike Gouveia in their bat, trying to make their way past a competitor. And they do so with absolute ease. Great driving.
And as if one wasn't enough, they have another vehicle in their sights. This time, the Mitsubishi Pajero of Rob Reed and Bodo Schwegler. They look on course to make the overtake, but the route is making things rather difficult. And I think they'll have to make do with their current position for now.
We heard from them earlier, Johan Mitchell and Jeremy Mitchell in their Sandmaster, the pair in with the chance of winning the championship as they're currently second overall.
Francois Smit collected 19 points in his last outing. Can he go one better this time round and go for 25?
The championship leaders in the specials, Null and Slabbert in their Zarko. They won the first race of the season and have been consistent throughout.
Wolf Peter Fumfai in his very own WPP. A good result here could see him finish the season in third place.
Frikkie Botha and Koos Visser in their Toyota Hilux competing in the national and regional event and second in the production vehicle category. The brightly coloured Sandmaster of Martinez Leroux and Gustav Pienaar, they claimed third place in the last race at Bafokeng.
In the Y class, Gerard and Michi van der Linde in their race co.
In Class C, leading the standings in the Mitsubishi Pajero with a rich racing history, Rob Reed and Bodo Schwegler. The championship is in their sights.
So Vos and de Kok finished first amongst the productions, followed by the Class P pair of Prinsloo and Combrink. Null and Slabbert were the third Class P vehicle through, enough to see them take the championship.
Ons het self hard gery daai eerste ronde om die regional te kan wen, want ons korrie punte en ons gaan nou maar vanaand sien hoe gaan dit. Hoe het dit uitgedraai vir ons vir die jaar.
Reed and Schwegler finished third amongst the productions, which was just enough to see them capture the championship, finishing 5 clear of the Creel brothers. Prinsloo and Combrink, meanwhile, enjoyed their celebrations for winning the specials race.
Dit was ongelooflik rof. Ek dink 'n baie lekker roete. Die merkings se goeders is baie mooi uitgesit. Behalwe dat ons sonder 'n GPS gery het en so 2 keer verdwaal het, maar verder kan ons oor niks kla nie. Baie lekker roete. Dankie maar julle.
A superb season for Nel and Slabbert, finishing 13 points clear of the Mitchells, while Francois Smit just edged out Fumfai into third place.
Back to the Donaldson Cross Country Championship and the Atlas Copco Gold 400 and the battle within Class D and E.
Jason Venter and Vincent van Alleman from Trisom Racing opted out of the race, having already captured the championship. The pair looking forward to a new season in a new class, but more on that later.
The Horn brothers, Johan and Vanna from Malalan Toyota, finished 8th in productions, suffering just 1 flat all day, putting them second in the Class Championship.
The Oosthuizens, Jack and Sorrel, are third in the championship. Their Land Rover Defender coming home in 17th place.
And 4th in the standings, Dana Vos and Henrik de Kok. A good 14th place for them. Dana's dad, Willem, of course, winning the race.
Frikkie Botha and Koos Visser were 18th, putting them 5th overall in class.
Rounding off the top 6, Doug Fee and Kurt de Villiers from Brighton Removals after a 16th place finish.
And in 7th place, after collecting 1 point from a 15th place finish, Johan Pretorius and Jacina Douth in their Hilux.
So the season going to Venter and van Alleman, winning by just 2 points ahead of the Horns, while another family team, the Oosthuizens, finished third. The Class E Championship was settled early in the season, with Dirk Pitter and Koos Claessens taking back-to-back titles in a Ford Ranger.
We saw this Toyota Hilux of Duncan Force and Rob Howie a lot this year, but next season we'll see a new man behind the wheel in Jason Venter.
We started off with bikes when my dad started, and then he climbed into cars, and so when I was small it was also always a thing to drive an off-road racing car, and it's a dream come true. The pace is going to be much higher, so yeah, we just want to use it as a learning curve for the first year, and then second year do better.
Their There's less than a month to go before the toughest race of them all, the Dakar Rally. Taking to the dunes and rocks and tortuous terrain of South America for the first time will be the Ford Racing pair of Chris Visser and Jaapie Badenhorst. The team have been hard in training as they prepare for what promises to be a phenomenal and life-changing experience.
That's been hectic, but understandably, it's the longest, most grueling motorsport event in the world, so of course it's going to be tough. Our preparation's been good. As I say, we'd like to a bit more time, but we've done a lot of testing up in Namibia, and then last week we had a whole week up in Uppington, also doing testing in seriously hot conditions, and we're very happy with the car. So a couple of small things left to do, but generally very happy.
What has been the greatest challenge?
The size of the whole event, the amount of money needed, the amount of people needed, the amount of spares needed, just the size of everything has been sort of mind-boggling. You think it's a big event, but only when you start putting it all together and just seeing how big it is, it's unbelievable.
From Dakar preparations to the Escort 250, part of the Natal Off-Road Motor Club's regional race program, which took place in August.
We're fortunate that we've done every race and finished every race so far this year, and that's put us in the lead of the championship.
We're going to be pushing hard today, and hopefully we don't make any mistakes.
Interesting race. There's quite a few gates and turns and so on. So I think the quads will actually do fairly well today. But yeah, I think it's going to be quite challenging. It'll be awesome.
My first time out in this car, racing with my daughter. It's going to be very fast track, we think. But looks like it's been well marked and well sorted out. So we're going to go and have some fun.
And off they go. Plenty of eyes on the experienced pair of Reg Sutton and Warren Benneker, driving a well-turned-out Zarco Magnum.
In Class B, a man we've seen a lot of in the Donaldson Cross Country Championship, James Watson going solo in a Mighty Mag.
On board now with Rob Spencer and Kevin Teron, who we heard from earlier in their Zarco Light, a small tree saying adios to their camera.
Ian McLean and Luke van Dort in a Zarco Junior. Here's Stefan Morat and Sean Braithwaite. They came 10th overall during qualifying. The popular and very skillful Tony Ball in contention in his Mighty Mag. The race is another glorious feather in the cap of the Natal Off-Road Motor Club, which staged the very first off-road event in the area in 1983. The first vehicle in Class P in action, Don Thompson alongside Wayne Foster. 34 minutes and 36 seconds for them in qualifying. Here's a familiar car. Now the side-by-side car is becoming a lot more popular, and this Polaris is being put to the test by Gareth Woolridge and Simon Harrison. The pair are going along brilliantly and are certainly challenging the front runners. But they do appear to be a little lost. Let's hope for their sake they find their feet, because a podium place could be a possibility for this up-and-coming vehicle. Not getting lost and coming home in first place, Reg Sutton and Warren Benneker.
Yeah, it was a fantastic result. It was not an easy day. We had a misfire that we can't work out where it's coming from. So for the last lap and a half, I think it was, we battled. But it's one of those things, we live with it.
So an impressive victory for Sutton and Benneker, finishing just under 3 minutes clear of James Watson, while Spencer and Teron completed the overall podium. The 2014 Dakar Rally will see a new competitor in Thomas Rundle. The Dakar Challenge winner will be driving Janelle de Villiers' old Toyota Hilux, which came second in 2013. The old Pretoria Boy High School pupil revealed his team and the car to a host of spectators in Bronkhorstspruit early in the week.
It's been a lifelong dream, and the Dakar Challenge in June in Botswana was really the turning point for me, when really given the push that I needed to go to Dakar. Been obviously wanting to do it for a very long time, but the Dakar Challenge win was the push that I needed to get there. This Hilux is Janelle de Villiers' Hilux that finished second in the 2013 edition of Dakar. It's pretty much a new car. It's I would say the third last car off the production line. So it's a new spec car. It's something different for me. It's independent rear suspension. It's the latest and greatest in off-road racing. So really excited to get behind the wheel of it.
Welcome back to the Donaldson Cross Country Championship. Onto the special vehicles now, and unlike the productions, this championship was still wide open. One person who experienced the action for the first time was Janine Lawrence, driving alongside Quinton Silvalt.
Oh, all of the rocks and like tough terrains and areas that you think, wow, you can't drive there, Yeah.
Is it quite difficult getting used to another voice next to you?
It is. It's difficult to trust someone at those kinds of speeds. So, fortunately, we did get clicked quite early on. Made a couple of mistakes, but I think today was very difficult. I think everybody got lost. So hopefully tomorrow will be much better, and I'm sure she'll do very well.
Seven de Laan actor and former Blue Bull Dion Coetzee is also a new face, navigating for Derek Du Toit in their Atlas Copco Batspec 5, a baptism of fire.
Panic is the word. Panic is the word. My odometer got stuck and the GPS didn't work, and I had a very irate driver trying to be nice to me but not succeeding very well. So it was hectic. It was but exciting at the same time. But I was glad it was over.
Evan Hutchison and Donnie Stassen from Motorride were the pace setters in Class A, but they needed a good result to capture the championship. They finished 5th, crucially ahead of Gibson and Campbell, meaning a second successive title was theirs.
Philip de Vries and Johan Viljoen came home in first place in their Conqueror Porter, and it was enough to see them claim second place overall.
Third overall, Clint Gibson and Gary Campbell from Dirt Sport Components.
The Elegant Fuel Bat Venom finished 4th in the standings, driven by Quinton Silvalt, but this time navigated by Janine Lawrence.
The other Elegant Fuel vehicle, this one driven by two Silvalts, Hammond and Vickard, 5th overall after they couldn't make it to the end.
But it was Hutchison and Stassen that claimed top honours again. Another superb season from the Motorride team.
As far as the day went, it was a nightmare. It went against us. We've had flat tires. We went back to 8th position. We fought our way back to 3rd. We had a fan belt come off and we went back again. And so it was a tough day. It was a really tough day. Not what I would have wanted, but knowing that we were fighting for the championship and we had a goal to come here today, and that was to win the championship again, we did manage to do that. So yeah, we chuffed.
So a very tight championship coming to a close in Class A, the Motorride duo leading from the front, while a bad day at the office for Gibson and Campbell saw them finish the year in 3rd place, just behind de Vries and Viljoen.
As for Class P, John Thompson and Maurice Matten lead the way in their Zarco Magnum, first place in the race and first in the championship.
Colin Matthews and Rodney Burkett only managed a DNF in their Century Properties CR3. They finished the year in 2nd.
Coetzee and Sandra Labuschagne with fourth on the day, the father and daughter pair grabbing third place overall in the process in their Zarco Light.
Keith Makaneta and Peter Glutwe managed a credible second place on the day, their Zarco taking them to fifth in the championship, but the stars Thompson and Zamatin.
For us, I think the crucial point was at the desert race. We came in third overall and first in class at the desert race. And yeah, it was a magic race. Today was really a tough one. I must say, to come in first, I'm so chuffed.
Congratulations, John and Maurice, finishing a massive 42.5 points clear of Matthews and Burke, while the Labuschagnes will definitely be happy with their third place.
The Natal Off-Road Motor Club has been a busy organisation recently, what with all the races taking place in the region. Another regional race which took to the dirt was the Mid-Ilovo 250, hosted at the Mid-Ilovo Country Club.
I always love the sugarcane, but apparently they had lots of rain here. There's always lots of water puddles and water splashes, and yeah, but I think it's going to be hot today, and no, it should be quite good for it.
All the cars are on a very level playing field. The most evenly matched class, I'd say, in the whole club, eh?
First up, qualifying and leading from the front, Reg Sutton and Warren Benneker, doing so in a time of 56.08.
Arthur Barnes and Anthony Asher were less than 20 seconds adrift, and you can see why.
I've been off work sick the whole week with bronchitis and tick bite fever, so we've decided not to go out again because it's when you go back into the pits it's bad thing to breathe. So I think we'll play it safe, otherwise we're going to end up doing some damage to the car or maybe even something worse.
On to the race itself, and Sutton and Benneker have had a tremendous season in 2013. The pair looking for their fourth victory following wins at Noordsberg, Sugarbelt and Escort.
Leading in Class B in their Zarco, Manfred Schroeder and Sean Adams, their season littered with DNFs, so desperately looking for a finish. And a finish doesn't quite look in the cards now. Disaster for the pair. At least they did manage to land upright. And amazingly, off they go, albeit somewhat haphazardly.
We're seeing more and more of these, the side-by-side cars. This time a Polaris driven by Gareth and Lance from the famous Woolridge family.
Expect to see much more of those in 2014. Another team that feature regularly in the Nationals, James Watson and John Thompson, third in Class B.
No navigator for Tony Ball, who's going solo and is fourth in class.
Actually, quite a few single-seaters taking part in this race and doing well. Andre Voigt is sixth overall and fifth in class.
Bryant Mayer is competing in his second race this year, but is looking very comfortable behind the wheel of his mighty Mag.
Robert Spence and Kevin Teron looking anything but comfortable, going along extremely slowly in the Midlands.
We saw Andre earlier, and here we have Rolf Voigt looking for win number 2 in 2013.
There's been no wins for Stephen Marat and Sean Braithwaite, although they did manage second place at Escort.
Up front, it was all Sutton and Benneker, who had absolutely no hassles claiming their fourth victory of the season and also clinching the 2013 championship title.
We had a gear selection problem, and eventually the car was stuck in first gear. And we decided to pull over and try and do repairs, and Warren managed to sort it out, and we didn't realize Manfred was right on our tail, so we pulled off and we saw Ralph Voigt had rolled, so we slowed down to make sure he was okay, and then Manfred nudged us, so we knew he was right behind us, and then we got on the gas again after that.
Great win for the pair, followed by Schroeder and Adams, who were first in Class B, while the Woolridge brothers rounded off the overall top 3.
Crossing the line in second place, Schroeder and Adams, taking the checkered flag in class despite their earlier mishap.
The first loop we rolled, but we landed back on our wheels and managed to carry on. Second loop had a clean run. And then the last loop, I don't know what problem Reg had, but he just got out in front of us. And I don't know, he was driving slowly and we were screaming and eventually nudged him, but then he got going again. So eventually decided, no, let's rather settle for second place than not bring it home.
Daylight between Sutton and Benneker and the rest in the standings. The duo firmly in charge with 138, a whopping 50 clear of Barnes and Usher, with Thompson and Foster third.
Back to the Dakar Rally, where Toyota's Janelle de Villiers will be in action again, looking to go one better than 2013.
Got a great team behind us this year again, and the route certainly looks to be one of the toughest in recent years. The organisers have absolutely gone out of their way to make it really tough, especially in terms of distance. We've got 3 stages, more than 600 kilometres, 2 of them in a row, and I think about 5,600 kilometres of special stages. So it's going to be really, really tough out there. We really need to be at our best, but you know, having said that, tough races seem to suit me and Dirk. We seem to do well when things get really tough. So we just need to make sure that we're in good condition and the best shape possible, and you know, hopefully we can bring back home a good result.
While the 2013 Donaldson Cross Country Championship provided plenty of thrills and spills, expect far more next year. Let's hear from the big boss, Richard Schilling.
Well, talking about 2014, I know people always want to make it bigger and better. Is that your vision for next year?
Maybe a little bit of consolidation for next year. It's got to be better. We've got to continuously improve and listen to what our stakeholders are saying. We're going to have some events in new venues. We're going to go to Harrismith for the first event next year, which is the RFS 450. We're going to make the events a little bit longer. We're going to be in a new area of Botswana next year, and we're going to have some new participants. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it very much, but we need a break.
We're looking forward to 2014, 8 events once again, and we kick off with the RFS 450, a new event in Harrismith, and then the Toyota Botswana 1000 Desert Race taking place over new terrain. We look forward to seeing you again next year.
The Donaldson Cross Country Championship, brought to you by Donaldson Filtration Systems, a market leader in filtration solutions.